In the previous lecture, we have finished the monophasic liquid dosage form. Today, we will start with biphasic liquid dosage form. In that, first one is suspension. What is the suspension? Suspension is the biphasic liquid dosage form of a medicament in which finely divided solid particles ranging from 0.5 to 5 micron are dispersed in a liquid or semi-solid vehicle. The solid particles act as dispersed phase, whereas the liquid act as continuous phase. In the suspension, there are two phases. First one is dispersed phase and next one is the continuous phase. Suspensions are generally taken orally or by parenteral route. Parenteral means through injections or IV. They are also used for external applications. The particle size of dispersed phase is very important in the formulation of suspension. The particles in the suspension should not be more than 10 micron. So what is the qualities of good suspension? It should settle slowly or should be easily redispersed. The suspension should pour readily or eventually from its container. It should be chemically inert, means it should not be react with any other chemical constituents. Suspended particle should not form cake. It should be free from large particles which spoil its appearance, give gritty taste or oral preparation. So classification of suspension. Suspension is classified mainly into four types. First one is, these are classified according to their pharmaceutical use. First one is oral suspension, parenteral suspension, ophthalmic suspension, and suspension for external use. In the lectures, we have seen detailed description of all these classifications. Next, and the important point is flocculated and deflocculated suspension. What is a flocculated suspension? When particles form a loose aggregate and form a network-like structure, it is called as flocculated suspension. And when the particles remain separated, it is deflocculated suspension. In the flocculated suspension, rate of sedimentation is high. In non-flocculated, rate of suspension is low. Then it is rapidly formed, it is slowly formed. It is easy to redisperse, it is difficult to redisperse. A flocculated suspension is loosely packed and does not form hard cake. Non-flocculated sediment is very closely packed and it forms hard cake. It is a clear liquid, it is a non-clear liquid. The flocculated stick to side of bottle, deflocculated does not stick to side of bottle. And the last one is flocculated is not pleasing in appearance and deflocculated is pleasing in appearance. So what the ingredients we have to use during the preparation of suspension means, in short, the formulation of suspension. In that we use flocculating agents. Flocculating agent means the vehicle. Next, thickening agents, polysaccharides. In polysaccharides, natural polysaccharide, semi-synthetic polysaccharide and synthetic polysaccharides. Then inorganic agents, synthetic compound, preservatives, wetting agents and organoleptic additives. Organoleptic means used for flavoring agent. Then methods of dispensing the suspensions. First one is suspension containing diffusible solid. Next, suspension containing indiffusible solid. suspension containing precipitate forming liquid, and the suspension produced by chemical reactions. These are the four methods of dispensing the suspensions. Next point is the stability of suspension. Evaluation of stability of suspension is done by four methods: sedimentation method, micromeretic method, rheological method, and electrokinetic method. So here is the end of your chapter biphasic liquid dosage form, in that suspension. In the next lecture we will see about emulsion.